decades of dust.
That was a beast striper, what they called them back up.
So Bill, tell us your name and where you're from and what we're going to do today.
My name is William Butler. I'm from Amarillo, Texas, and we're going to look at a 71 Dodge car that's been in the barn for about 15 years. And
so what's our plan today? What are we going to do?
we're going to go look at it. That's all we're going to do, I guess. Pull it out, maybe.
Yeah. So, I mean...
Jerry, I didn't know you were going to do all this. I thought
it's easy. It's easy. Don't worry about it. Just if you just...
I thought you was going to take some pictures.
I am.
I should have combed my hair different.
No. Just tell me what our game plan, what we're going to do. I mean, how you said it's hard to get in the building and all. What is the building and all that? What are we going to do?
Well, the barn is hard to get open. I got into it just a couple of years ago, just to see if it was. Look inside there, and I had to use a pry bar and everything to get the doors open. So I'm sure we'll have to pry it open again this time and get in there and wade through the dust and see what we got.
Yeah. Well, tell us how you came about the car, how you got it and all that.
Jerry, I'm not going to. No, I don't do that, because I told you about that. A guy brought and left it at one of these buildings down here that I rented a repair. He was running a repair shop, and I rented the building to him. And he went broke and moved out and left the car there in the parking lot for about 7 years. And I finally got tired of looking at it because nobody ever came and got it. And I put it in this building over here about 15 years ago, and finally ended up getting the title for it. And because as an abandoned vehicle.
Yeah. Okay. So we can go over, and do you think you can get it started today?
Started? I don't know. I don't have any reason to think we can start it at all. I mean, it's been sitting for 20 years. I mean, the fuel system, I don't know if it's locked up. We just have to see. It's going to be a surprise to everybody. I haven't touched it. The car didn't belong to me, so I didn't mess with it. I didn't touch it. I didn't put a hand on it. Never even opened the door. Well, I might have opened the door to push it in the building, but I never even explored the car at all. I just put it in the building, hoping the guy, somebody someday would show up claiming it. So it didn't happen, so I got it abandoned. Finally got a title for it.
Okay. So you probably drive to get this thing running and have a little fun with it, huh? Are you going to sell it, or what are you going to do?
I don't have any plans for it. Just going to get it, I want to get it out of that building and take a little bit better care of it than it has in the last 15, 20 years. Try to preserve what's there. It's in a barn, so it's not in a good environment.
Well, it's kind of almost like getting your own barn find. Going and discovering one.
Well, we'll discover it together. You and me. We'll go over there and find out what's left of it.
Before we left Bill's shop to go look at this mystery 71 Dodge muscle car, I spotted a couple old Harleys in there and wanted to know about them. And then also there was this old Packard Woody station wagon on a lift. What was that? What is this?
31 Harley. Good Harley V. But as you can see right here, I was riding this weekend, and the float decided to disintegrate off the. So when it did that, it won't let any gas in.
Did it come unsoldered, or what did it do?
No, they're made out of core.
Oh, weird.
And they just fell apart.
What's this up here, Bill?
38 Packard Woody.
This is from
nice.
Did you go on that ride they had for? I thought maybe you might have gone on
no.
Sunday deal.
But I was riding it Sunday. I went down to 6th Street and it broke down on me.
So what other cars you got over there? What other cars you got?
This is a 1915 Harley.
Pretty rare there.
I'm working on.
1915?
Yeah, first year for electric lights. Last year for bicycle pedals to start it. First year for 3-speed transmission. First year for oil pump.
Wow.
In 16 they went to a Kickstarter, And this is the only model. They made 7 models in 1915, I believe 7. And this is the only model that had electric lights. And this is made by Ramey Corporation. And you can see it's just 2 big coils held on by 2 little rods. And they were so heavy that the rough roads would just destroy them. And people take it off and throw them away and put a Bosch mag on and just throw the lights away. So to finally get all the pieces to put the lights back on it is pretty rare, because these things were so fragile and complicated. Once they broke, people just threw them away and got rid of the lights, because most bikes back then didn't have lights anyway.
Yeah.
And put a Bosch mag like this right here, replace that with this. And these are bulletproof. You can drop them out of an airplane and you can't hurt one. And kept on riding.
Okay, so Bill's busted open that side door, and he and his brother went in there, you know, Page, and I follow along. Right away I see those 2 big hood scoops, and I think, well, we might have a Demon 340 here. But we need to get that hood open and look at the engine and the codes and all that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, it's so dusty in there, it's choking me down. I mean, that dust was fine dust, and it just kind of filtered through the cracks in that barn and settled on the car, making some pretty weird patterns where you'd see dust and sometimes you'd see Hemi orange paint. But we were pretty stoked getting in there. It was pretty cool. And for a while here, we just kind of stood and stared at it. Of course, I made it clear to everybody not to disturb anything before I got some pretty good shots of it. I don't know if people watching this video now realize how hard it is to sneak up on one of these cars before the scene gets all disturbed. We just came in the barn and there it was.
Well, how long since you've been in this building?
5 years since I've been in here.
What did it look like when you saw it last?
I can't believe it's this dirty, actually. I mean, this building's not weatherproof. You know, it is an enclosure.
Is there a hood lever on it? Hey Jerry, did you get a picture of this tack? This is kind of cool.
No, huh? I think a better term for this tack is out of sight. As an out of sight man, how can I see it while I'm shifting gears? And while we're looking inside, what's that seat doing up front there? Meanwhile, Bill and his brother Page are trying to get the hood open, and they think maybe there's a hood release inside. I know from my days pumping gas at Hales Deep Rock in West Texas that Chrysler products have this little complicated 2-latch system whereby you grab one latch with your left hand, and once that one's popped, you grab the second lever in the center there and then pull the hood up.
Spray some paint in here one time. See right here? The brake lines. I don't know. Maybe they paint them orange.
So did it have the air cleaner on it when you parked it here?
I never looked. I just pushed it in. I never looked at it. It wasn't mine, so I didn't ever check. I never raised the hood.
This first time you raised the hood?
First time I ever raised the hood right now.
Wow.
But it looks pretty good, except we got might have needed some power steering fluid at one time.
At least they took the battery out.
No battery in it.
Just didn't rot the battery. Like the battery tray's in good shape.
The battery tray looks like new.
Yeah. I almost think they might
I
have
wonder how many
painted.
miles on it.
I don't know.
Shows 18,000 miles.
18,000.
Yep.
Man,
18
brand new.
18,000 miles.
Yeah, that's hard to believe.
Not 118 though.
No, I don't guess.
I'm sure it's not one.
No.
This thing might clean up and look pretty good. You think that's original paint?
I bet it's the original paint on the engine for sure.
What about the body? Has it been repainted? Can you tell?
No, I don't think it's been repainted at all. I think it's all original paint.
It's got oil in it. Not much, but some.
Is it showing the stick?
Yeah, it's a little 340, I'm sure is what it is. Maybe a 318 to the same block. Most time they were 340s in the sports cars.
Yeah, with a 4-barrel.
Yeah.
Hood scoops.
318 is usually 2-barrel.
So I'm gonna go back to my shop and see if there's see if I must have taken the key out of it.
Decades of dust. I believe that key is in there.
Should have bought some vice grips.
There's some needle nose pliers over there if you want.
It's already got those.
Right there.
Did you have a pair of channel locks?
Yeah.
It should come out easier. Something's wrong.
Well, there is something wrong.
That's what
It's got caught on those tumblers in there and it's not letting go of it. It's like a sprag. It'll go in, won't come out.
Oh Lord, let me get this out, please.
It's 1999, must be.
You think that's 1999?
Yeah, it had to be. It wouldn't be anything else.
So, Bill, what do you take for this old car?
Well, I have no idea, Jerry, but something like this is worth. You can do a little research, find out.
So what happened, Bill?
Broke the key off inside the ignition.
But they have it drilled out. You got guys in the middle of them, I guess.
So what's the plan now?
Call the locksmith.
Old cars that have been abandoned or haven't been sat in decades are like treasure chests with little gems hidden inside. I remember my dad would always take the back seat out of a used car he bought to check or for change or stuff that people left behind. The coins might not amount to much, but they sure were fun to find. I know people won't even stoop to pick up a penny anymore, but boy, back in the day, we had more fun pulling the back seats out of old cars.
And looky here.
So what's this, Paige?
Well, I don't know. These look like coins that they have in little, like arcade. Look like arcade coins that you use for tokens. And this looks like a Madonna. It looks like a rosary bead box. Yep, that's what they are. Rosary beads. There you go. Got the crucifix. Sure is. Look at that.
Kind of funny to be right there with...
On the dashboard of this car. I guess he thought he needed to keep the rosary beads in his car.
Well, it's too bad we broke the key off the ignition, so I have to get that taken care of so we can steer it to drag it out of here.
You gonna try and get somebody out here today? Or?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a call right now.
Okay, all right, great.
I have a friend who does that.
Okay.
So I'll see if I can get hold of him.
Okay.
Well, Jerry, sorry.
Right, well, maybe the keys are not even to this car then, if the trunk
No.
key doesn't work. What's it? Oh, it's a 71 Swinger?
I know they were. I took them out. I wrote it down. Somebody stole the air cleaner off it while I was out there in the parking lot.
What's in there? Dead body?
Nothing.
Nothing at all? No tire, nothing?
Let me
It's
take
got
a...
spares. Somebody stole the air cleaner off it while I was in the parking lot.
Yeah. Probably the front bumper off of
See,
it too.
here's the reason. Had this stripe.
Stripe on it. Still does.
Still does.
Oh, you can see a stripe underneath that.
See? That was a B stripe, what they called them in backhoe.
What do you think you got now?
Well, I think it's a pretty neat car. I googled it. It says the Swingers came with 340 cubic inch engine, 250 horsepower.
Why is that back glass out of the backlight there?
Because they did bus body repair here and they took it out, apparently. See, this quarter's been sectioned in right here. They welded it in right here. This is a quarter section whoever was the body shop was apparently in a wreck right here, and they replaced this whole quarter with a new quarter section. Inner and outer wheel well. Bumpers are all missing, taillights are missing, but a lot of it's there.
Yep.
Well, it's too bad we broke the key off the ignition, so I have to get that taken care of so we can steer it to drag it out of here.
I said I wouldn't be surprised if it had the factory shocks on 18,000 miles on it. And they're not frozen either. Look at that. They're not stuck. A lot of times the stuck shocks get stuck sitting there.
Well, you're lucky there's no mice or anything in it, right?
Yeah. Well, you know, they don't come in, I guess they wire, but there's plenty of other stuff to eat.
See, there's one right there. That's a pretty good looking car.
Yeah, that's a green one. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, these are nice looking cars.
They are.
That looks like the stock radiator cap from the factory.
I bet you it's all numbers matching. I bet you $100.
I bet it is too. These had I think they had a...
Bounce it up down again, let's see it.
Nice and quiet, and squeaks or nothing.
What'd you find there, Bill?
Front fender extension.
Wow.
Yeah, that was $75. I can't be changed, baby.
What do you think's wrong?
Oh. It's been sitting a while. I don't know. It seems to want to turn right there now. But it should have come right out. That's what I'm trying to figure out, if it turned a little bit on it without realizing it. See, it's turning a
If you
little
get
bit.
to where it unlocked, we'll pull it outside in the fresh air.
I've been outside all day, man. There ain't nothing fresh about that out there. It's been dusty.
I'm sorry. I bought this property, had these chicken coops or these makeshift barns on it. I built the buildings on this end of it and never touched this end because I had other projects going. And when I drug this car, it was an empty spot out of the way of vandals. So I just parked it in here and it's been here ever since. Kind of out of the weather and kind of away from vandals. They stole the bumpers off of it and the tail lights. They stole the air cleaner and we don't know what else, but I know they stole that because I saw them disappear out when it was parked out in the parking lot.
It wasn't until the next day that Slim Jim got that steering column fixed, so that car was steerable. Joey showed up, Bill's good friend, to help us drag it out of there. Joey's a pretty cool guy. He's like everybody else. Likes to see an old car come out of a barn, especially one all dusty and dirty like this one that we wasn't really sure what we had. I was pretty sure it was a Swinger, not a Demon. I mean, see that badge right there? That was a pretty good tip off. So where we're going is out of this side lot where those old barns are, and then Joey's dragging it up to the access road on the Canyon E-Way. Pretty busy there, but he found a little lull in the traffic and we jumped out there. I was falling behind my camera taking pictures. People probably thought I was some kind of nut running after an old car or something, which I kind of was. But anyway, so Bill's shop is right off the access road here. So there's Joey turning in. I noticed the line went a little bit slack there, so they didn't just zip it right in, but picked it right back up, and there he goes. it's funny because later on I was thinking, well, all we have to do is look at the engine code and I can tell you exactly right away, 5th digit of that VIN will tell you the original engine, but I wasn't even thinking about that. I guess we just figured it's a 340. We're all excited to find this car and get it out of there. Bill's been thinking about this thing for 20 years and now it's finally his after he got that title. He pulled it up here on this pad right in front of his shop and cranked up that portable pressure washer. Now this is going to be really cool, knocking off all this dirt and dust and spider webs and, I don't know, maybe killing a brown recluse spider or two in there. Look how that dirt just whisks away. Man, I always wanted to do this to one of those old barn finds we pulled out. Sometimes people like to keep the old dirt on there for a while. It's kind of like a badge of courage. Look what I found. But Bill couldn't wait to get this dirt and dust off. I don't blame him. Like I say, we were excited. We wasn't worried about the engine codes or anything at this point. Getting it out of there was a big deal. Front bumper's gone, the valence. Those wheels, they're what, a rally wheel? I see those on Demons and the performance models. But look, that car even has that little molding on the side. I mean, performance models would have a stripe. This being a 71, I knew there were 340 swingers in 70, but I wasn't real sure about 71. I photographed a lot of these cars for magazine articles for Mopar Action and Mopar Muscle at Carlisle. Here's one I'll show you right here. There's a Demon. Yeah, look, he's cleaning that rear wheel. Isn't that cool? Here's a 71 swinger that a guy modified. I think that's what people do with these cars. See that little rear wing right there? This guy probably had a swinger and it might have been a 2-barrel 318, and he put the little wing in the back. Probably put the scoops in the hood, and then back here we don't know what he had for tail lights or anything. The bumper's gone. Okay. I don't know what those marks are in that hood. What, maybe they're doing some body work there. I know right there they were fixing the rear quarter. Hey, Bill popped open that hood. I wondered how he was going to clean it without getting water down that carburetor and into the engine. And he goes in his shop. And what's he come out with? This little plastic bucket thing. And it fits right on the carburetor. Then a little bit later, he comes out with this heavy piece of metal and sets down on top of it so you can keep that plastic cup from blowing off when he does this pressure wash. Mopars are pretty cool because they a lot of times have body color in the engine bay instead of blackout. Pretty good for showing the car. You're getting pretty close over here where the fender tag is. Right there. So we'll take a picture of that close up here and decode this. First, Bill, he figured he could just go ahead and pressure wash the door panels. Why not? I mean, they're vinyl. A white interior. Well, it's all done now. Looking at engine code, what do we got? LH23G. That's the engine code. 5th digit. The 1 is for 71. So let's just see what G is. Yep, 318 2-barrel. Well, good night, Irene. Yo, Irene, good night. Irene.
Yo voy a cantar esta canción, yo voy a cantar esta canción para mi gente. Con una pasión tan fuerte. Ay, 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 ay. Ahora sigo cantando y sigo gozando. Yo sigo cantando y sigo gozando.
Good night, Irene. Irene, go to bed.
I know.